Hello, Brian here, Signal Cheyne. Here's a quick demo of the Sirius parallel blender. While it's in this camera view, I'll show you everything that it can do just by itself, and then I'll switch camera views to get over the pedal board, and I'll put my entire pedal board through the loop in parallel with my dry sound of the guitar. So, by itself, it can be used as a volume pedal. So if I turn it on here, 100% wet, or dry, sorry, 100% dry is the normal guitar sound. And then as I turn it up, it'll kill the signal. So you can use that in like an effects loop, or if you want to tame a hot signal or something like that, you just use it as a utility that way. It can be used as an A/B as well. If you want to send out to 2 amps or 2 pedal boards, what have you. You plug your guitar into the input, and then your B out can be send and your A can be out. And then as you turn it off and on, it will switch an A/B between those two. The cool thing being the phase switch, that you can throw, invert 180 degrees your phase if ever there's a problem with phase cancellation. So up is in phase and down is out of phase. And let's see, you can also use it as a summing amplifier. So if you have 2 guitarists or 2 instruments that you want to plug into the same amp that only has 1 input, or 2 guitarists into the same pedal board, one goes into the return, the other goes into the normal input, and when you turn it on with the blend at 50-50, they both get summed into the output. And I'll quickly show you why the phase switch is so important. So I've just got it with the send going directly to the return right now. And if I turn it on with completely dry and then get it towards 50-50, and I'll throw it out of phase, you won't hear the guitar anymore. And then when you get towards wet, it comes back. So there I put it back in phase, and so there's no problem with phase cancellation. And that's to simulate if you have a problem, if you have a pedal in the loop that's out of phase, just a flick of that switch and the sound comes back. All right, now I'll switch camera angles and get it over the board, and then we can get some cool parallel sounds out of it. Cut. All right, so I'm back with a different camera angle. I've got my entire board and my entire pedal board in the send return loop now. So my guitar is going into the Sirius. The send is going back out to the first pedal in my pedal chain on my board. And then it's going through all of those. The very last one is the tailspin. So that goes back into the return and then out for recording. So a few things that I've done to make the whole thing easier for parallel mixing is on the delay. I've set the mix to 100% wet by putting a dummy plug into the direct out. The MXR I set 100% wet as well, and then it won't work now because there's nothing plugged in there, but I'll switch the input A to input B, because if you do that just by itself, it cuts the direct signal on the DD7. I'll do that in a second. And then you can't see it with this camera angle, but I do have a whole bunch of drives in here, and I'll get some sounds out of some parallel drives. So, set to 100% wet, the delay will sound like this. So you won't hear my guitar, you only hear the repeats, and the same goes for the MXR reverb. So that sounds just really cool. It's like your guitar is really far away. Same goes for the room. It just sounds like you're in a gigantic room. As if you're not playing the guitar, but listening to it from really far away. And then I'll blend back in my dry signal. Oops. And so on the delay and reverb, then when you blend back in the dry, it just sounds like a normal guitar. You can also get, with like this tailspin vibrato, you can get chorus sounds out of it, and this is out of phase. So I've set it out of phase, and I'll show you that. I'll set it to 0. And so you can do cool things like have only your delay repeats modulated. I'll set it to 100% wet and exaggerate it with very high depth setting. Let's get some modulated reverb trails. Anyway, you can get really creative with it. Here is the, let's get a Leonids fuzz in parallel with the dry signal. Oops, turn off the delay. And 100% wet, the Leonids by itself sound like this. Here's the Ganymede distortion. And Nitro drive. I've got the Leonids fuzz going into the reverb trails, and then let's see, let's get more. Let's go like that. And I'll get the delay in 100% wet mode. There's that. I'll turn off the Leonids. Anyway, so you can get very creative with it. Any pedal that you want to put in the send-return loop, you can. An entire pedal board, a pedal, you know, whatever. Whether it's out of phase, in phase, it's a lot of fun. I think you'll like it, and it's available now at signalchain.com. Thanks.